Just count down, Fernanda, when you're ready. Fernanda, can you give us a countdown?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're live.
All right, welcome to our 2021 New Year celebration. I'm Rosa Maria Hernandez, Mana de San Diego's Director of Development and Member Services. Let me start by saying gracias for joining us. And also welcome for those that are new to our organization or this is your first virtual event. A very brief overview of our program so everybody knows what tonight is all about is what we will be expecting is very unique. Tonight is per se in lieu of our holiday soiree, but it's nothing less. It's going to be equally as exciting. I recommend you using the chat on our YouTube to say hello to our wonderful familia and members. I also recommend a soft drink for those that want one, or a hard drink for those who have one too. So, and also I recommend possibly some tissue paper because it's going to be an exciting evening. I also recommend you to be ready to be inspired. So we welcome all those positive vibes and we welcome you to a very inspirational evening. And now as we continue, it is my honor to introduce our Executive Director, Dr. Inez Perez Chica. A little bit more about Inez. She grew up in our neighboring Tijuana, San Diego region. She is the newest member to our executive team, and she is the founding director of the Latino Communications Institute at Cal State Fullerton. Inez has a bachelor's degree in computer science from the University of San Diego, a master's degree from public administration at Harvard School of Government, as well as a doctorate in education and leadership from Cal State Fullerton. So we have the best of the best. Inez is also part of our wonderful community organization, Lead San Diego, class of 01, and also a fellow of HOPE, Hispanas Organized for Political Equality, Leadership Institute, and also the Women's Institute and National Hispana Leadership Institute. And Inez also serves on the National Immigration Law Center Board. Whew. So as you can see, we have the best from the best. We know that you are not new to our wonderful sisterhood. So we want to leave you with some thoughts and also some inspirational words from Inez.
Thanks, Rosa Maria. Buenas noches. I'm so glad you're able to join us tonight. We know you have busy schedules and that we've all participated in our fair share of virtual events. So thank you for making time for this New Year celebration. Let's stay hopeful for all that 2021 can bring, continued health and the opportunity to be with friends and family once again. I'm delighted to have joined Mana de San Diego as the new executive director. I'm in my 7th month and I'm grateful to have a job where every day I know Mana de San Diego is making a difference in people's lives. I've stepped into a financially strong organization with an impeccable reputation. I want to thank Sophia Salgado Robitaille for her 11 years at our organization. Sophia left an indelible mark. I also want to thank the board and our advisory council for their leadership and continued support. And of course, a huge thanks to the magnificent Mana de San Diego staff, Rosa, Esmeralda, Samantha, Fernanda, and Johanna. I realize many of you don't know me. The pandemic hasn't helped the situation. I left San Diego for over a decade, and during that time, I concentrated on my leadership development. I am so happy to come back home and be of service at Mana de San Diego. I look forward to meeting you all as soon as that's possible. I have great news to share. Our annual report is ready. It was done in partnership with the Arboreta Group, and a big thanks to them for their long hours to get this done on time to share with you tonight. As we begin to celebrate our 35th anniversary, I'm reminded of the hundreds of Mana de San Diego volunteers who throughout the years have invested their time, talent, and treasure to help build our programs and make us the powerhouse that we are in San Diego. Thank you, member volunteers, for all that you have done. To our community partners who have believed in us and invested in us throughout the years, thank you. Tonight, you will see how we put your investment to work in our community. No matter who you are or what stage in life you're in, there's a role for you to play at Mana. Becoming a Mana de San Diego member means becoming part of a strong, united community working to make San Diego an equitable place for all. Let me share a few of our 2020 achievements. Our Hermanita program has a 93% retention rate. All 11 of the senior high school graduates enrolled in college. We have helped our Hermanitas successfully apply for tens of thousands of scholarship dollars. In 2020, $31,000 were distributed to 31 scholarship recipients. This includes undergraduates and postgraduate students, as well as a doctoral candidate. The Diaz mentored 52 college students. Diaz makes sure that the college students become college graduates. I'm especially proud of a new pilot program with Arena Pharmaceutical. We are building a pipeline from college to the workforce for our Hermanita alumni. Last but not least, the Latina Success Leadership Program has graduated 250 Latina leaders. LSLP alumni are running for office and applying for board and commissions. With this program, we are helping to change the face of leadership in San Diego. The LSLP alumni are stepping up to leadership roles. After finishing the program, Sara Salas applied and was selected for the City of San Diego's Civil Service Commission. Teresa Acosta recently became the first Latina elected to the Carlsbad City Council. One of my priorities is advocacy. In December, we held a press conference to shine light on the disproportionate amount of job losses faced by Latinas due to COVID-19. Latinas account for 14% of the county employment, but 20% of employment in the three hardest hit sectors: tourism, retail, and education. We are going to continue to raise a red flag at the inequities we find harming Latinas, but also other underserved communities. I am honored to be at the helm of such a strong member organization that is making a positive impact in our beloved community. We have over 500 members and a much broader network. I'm excited about 2021 and all that we can do together. Change is coming, and Latinas are a big part of that change. If you are not yet part of our community, I invite you to join us. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for your friendship and support. Now I'll turn it back to Rosa Maria.
Gracias, Inez. We have a lot of community partners joining us virtually who have supported and believed in giving to Mana. I like to take and encourage you to virtually raise your hand on the chat in YouTube and comment and share who you are. It's something to be very proud of. I want to say thank you for standing with us during these trying times. And thank you to our board of directors and our leadership for choosing to be human during this pandemic. Mana did something very brave this summer. We chose to say, we will not ask for money. Instead, we will ask, how can we support you during these trying times? A commitment to our mission. Each one of you are part of our familia, not just a donor. We want to celebrate you. It's our way of saying gracias. And we would like to say your names out loud. So please make sure to type in the kudos and clap on the chat. American Medical Response, AMR. Arena Pharmaceuticals, AT&T, Becton Dickinson and Company, Blue Shield of California, the City of San Diego, the Coca-Cola Company, Community Health Group, County of San Diego, Cox Communications, Falk, the Gonzalez Perez Chica Sisters, Independent Education Consultants Association, Kaiser Permanente, Manpower, National University, Norma C. Hassel, Port of San Diego, Scripps Health, State Farm, Sequan Casino and Resort, Tegna Foundation, Troutman Pepper, UC San Diego Health, Uniball Rodanco Westfield, US Bank, Verizon, Wells Fargo, and Women Give San Diego. Gracias. You don't want to miss a special treat. Yes, let's give them a round of applause. Yes, let's celebrate, really. You don't want to miss a special treat. Of course, I always have a couple of surprises up my sleeve, ¿verdad? And at the end of this very program, there's something very special that our entire team has put together for you. And before I spill any more details, I have the honor to share one additional milestone that Ines began speaking about tonight. And this is a project that has been a labor of love. It has been about a little bit over 8 months. We were tapped on the shoulder by a community leader who introduced us to an amazing group of people that were interested in volunteering. That's pretty much all they told us. They're interested in volunteering. This is when I met Priscilla, and a genuine friendship quickly kindled. Our goal and a challenge as well during a pandemic was to not only mention that, but we were in the middle of a leadership transition as well. So our goal was to, how do we empower and promote women during this pandemic? I shared the idea of writing your own narrative with Priscilla, and she said, I want to volunteer and I want to help you get there. So how can Mana share these amazing stories of all the women at every stage of life? And how can we promote that to the masses? So Priscilla quickly jumped on board, and the entire new staff of Mana jumped on board as well. And the GEM Project Mana video was born. So we want to share this with you.
Tell me about your story and how you learned about Mana de San Diego.
So, my older sister, Shakira, she's 22 years old. She actually went into the Hermanitas program before I did. So I've always kind of known about the program.
I remember one day, it was a Friday, and my mom came after work.
You can barely hear it, Rosa.
Program she found on a Facebook ad. And she's like, oh my God, Elisa, this opportunity seems super good for you.
There was one day that I came home and I'm like, I have lots of free time now that my kids are out of high school. I was always busy taking them from sports, volleyball, football, basketball. And this is my time to give back to the community. So I reached out to one of my colleagues within the bank industry and basically asked them, do you know of any Latina, Hispanic organizations?
Two of my sisters, my real sisters, not hermanas, my blood sisters, two of my sisters were involved with Mana and had suggested it, and I really wasn't. Finally, I went to a meeting, and it was really funny because they were looking for a secretary. And this is way back. I mean, we didn't have any staff members, all volunteers. And so they're looking for a secretary, and I'm looking and nobody's raising their hand. And I'm like, I'm new. This is my first meeting, but I'll be the secretary.
Yeah, so Mana has definitely changed my life. Again, the beauty of Mana is the second you get engaged or involved, and you'll probably hear this from all of the folks that you're going to interview, they kind of pull you in.
What impact do you want to have on the world, and how has Mana shaped that vision?
Always remind ourselves that we exist to uplift our fellow hermanas and hermanitas. That should be the primary thing that we do, that we uplift them in our conversations, in how we interact with them, in how we treat them, so that they make their mistakes, where they can, falter, so that they're going to be okay. And in a spirit of surrounding you with love, we can mentor you. You can go out, be powerful.
I'm an educator. I worked at Cal State Fullerton for several years, helping students find a pathway to successful careers. And what I say is, you can't be it if you don't see it. And so it's like we have to the spotlight.
But how has Mana
The San Diego has been by my side the whole way, and it's also made me realize that I'm not alone. If you want to accomplish a certain goal, I have someone to count on, and I'm not alone.
It's reconnected me to that sense of, in terms of how each one of us can contribute to making sure that we can impact those young women that are coming along the way.
What decade of your life will you be in the next 10 years? And how do you envision your life in that time? And how does Mana play a role in that vision?
See how women before me, 20 years ago, began doing that, like the mayor of Chula Vista, Assemblywoman Lorena Gonzalez, our past executive directors, as well as our past presidents. And I see the impact they left on the organization. I've had the pleasure and honor of seeing that from not only a financial standpoint, but from an organizational, foundational standpoint. And then I look back into the vision I had when I first came, and I'm like, my contributions to Mana, it's not going to be seen today or tomorrow. The contributions that I've made to Mana are going to be the culture of how we choose to look at ourselves. We thank you for your patience with the audio, but if you're not shedding a little tear with all the memories, wonderful memories of this, we want to make sure we say thank you for your patience. And we will launch this on our YouTube channel, so you'll be able to see it over and over again. So don't worry about that. We got to be kind to ourselves, especially as we're going through this pandemic. And with that said, I wanted to say thank you, and also take a minute to introduce someone who has been a pivotal part of this video and allowed our organization to thrive and ask those important questions, especially during this pandemic, right? As we're going through that. So I wanted to make sure to say thank you for believing in us, to the GEM Project. Thanks to them, we are the recipients of an initial gift of $50,000 and continuous support for our continuous IT support for our staff going forward. So I want to take a moment to say thank you to the GEM Project. Thank you to Priscilla and the entire team, for Leah and Jessica, for making this possible. And with that, I would love to introduce Priscilla Castro.
Hi, thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here to speak on behalf of the GEM Project. Last year in March, I had the honor of meeting Rosa. Well, not in person, over the phone, but immediately there was just like a connection, just like a click. Like I had known her my entire life. She's such a warm, kind person. So it made it really easy to kind of start building that relationship with the GEM Project and Mana. The GEM Project is a newer local charity here in San Diego. And one of the areas that we are focusing on working on in our community is women's empowerment. So when I met Rosa and spoke with her and learned about Mana, I immediately felt like there was just so much that I could help and contribute with my history and experience in being a professional female, a Latina in tech, as well as being the first in my family to attend college. There was just so much there that growing up, I didn't have a ton of females that had gone to college. So seeing how Mana helps and guides women, young women, through college and beyond is very, very exciting for me, and a thing that I really want to be a part of helping contribute to. Rosa,
thank you for your kind words, Priscilla. As you can see, we are beyond grateful for your kindness and support and your talent. And we look forward to growing this relationship. We know that this is only the inception of something magical that's going to continue to happen. So thank you to all of the team, the entire team. With that said, I would love to transition to share a lot more wonderful information and inspirational stories from the lady that's at the helm, the one that's helped start this all many moons ago, and that I've had the pleasure of knowing since I was in college, actually. So I would love to introduce to you our board president, Venus Molina.
Buenas tardes a todos. Yay! Muchas gracias. And Priscilla, it's a pleasure to finally put a face to the name. We are so grateful to have you here, and we're grateful for the GEM Project. Now you're part of our family, so you're not going anywhere. And as in the video, I think David mentioned, you know, once you come into Mana, you're always a member in a family. So you're our Mana now. So we hope to see you soon, and hopefully in person. Again, I just wanted to thank everyone for the opportunity to be here. I know we've had a lot of virtual events, a lot of Zoom events, and I am just so grateful that you have given us an opportunity to welcome us into your home again. The board and the members to trust us to be at the helm of this organization for another year. Thank you for trusting me to do this again, and the board that has been amazing, and the staff who have been resilient during these times. So I appreciate all of you, our members, our partners. We couldn't do this without you. It has been a difficult year, but there's great things that happen during difficulties, and Priscilla and some of our new board members and some of our new partners are definitely some of the beautiful things that have happened due to COVID. But now I would like to thank, I don't know if Cassandra and Susie Fraga are here, but they are our two outgoing board members. They couldn't stay with us for this next coming year. And I just want to thank you for all of the work, all of the time and energy that you have put into this organization. Again, you will always remain to be hermanas with us. You're always welcome to come back. The board will always be a place and a home for you. And again, thank you for all of your work. I don't know if you guys are here, but sending you a big besote, and thank you for your service. And now I'd like to introduce our 2021 board of directors. And again, thank you so much for wanting to be on this ride again. It's been a roller coaster, but it's a fun one. And I couldn't do this without you. And, you know, when we did talk about extending our term, I am so grateful for all of you for stepping in and to agreeing to come on this ride and pull this organization out of COVID and into new horizons. So thank you very much. I'd like to introduce Norma Colunga, if you just want to raise your hand so people know who you are. Mabel Guerrero, Maria Benitez, I don't know if I see Maria Benitez here, David Meyer, Nancy Obando, Janessa Goldbeck, Claudia Rempel, Patricia Alvarez, Adriana Mendoza, Sandra Villarreal, our past president, who's amazing, Catherine Arambula, and Fernando Tafoya, our general counsel. And we have the honor, when we were looking to, and thinking of somebody to swear us in, the first person and the only person that came to mind, and we were just so honored that she agreed to say yes, is Supervisor Nora Vargas. Not only is she an awesome Latina leader and supporter of MANA and our Hermana for many, many years, she will be reading the oath of office and having a few words for us after. But on a personal level, Nora, she's our Hermana. She's beautiful. She's amazing. She's a chingona, and I can say that because there's no other word to describe her. She now is the first Latina in District 1 in the Board of Supervisors. We're taking this over one Latina at a time, and I think she is doing an amazing job. She's already the vice chair of the board, and she is just kicking butt, and I could just go on and say how wonderful she is, because I love her as an hermana, as a friend, and I respect her as an elected official. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our Supervisor Nora Vargas to give us the oath of office.
Thank you, Venus. It's so good to see all of you. I wish I was there in person. I told somebody today that what I miss the most is hugging all my friends and my family. And so what I'm going to go ahead and do, you called out all the new board members already, right? So if you are a new board member, if you could raise your right hand, please, and repeat after me. All right.
If I can just have everybody on mute so we can say it all at the same time, and everybody on mute. Actually, just the board. Go ahead.
And then state your name.
I, Venus.
Okay. Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
I will support and defend.
That I will support and defend.
The bylaws of MANA de San Diego.
The bylaws of MANA de San Diego.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
And that I will bear true faith and allegiance.
And that I will bear true faith and allegiance.
To the same. Take this obligation freely.
That I take this obligation freely.
Without any mental reservation.
Without any mental reservation.
Or purpose
of evasion.
Or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully.
And that I will well and faithfully.
Discharge the duties. Upon which I am about to enter.
Upon which I am about to enter.
Well, congratulations to the 2021.
Yay! Congrats, everyone.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so. Well, first and foremost, congratulations to all of you for serving under such challenging times for so many of us and for so many members of our community. And so I'm grateful, and I appreciate that all of you would be willing to step up and do this great work. And so, good evening again to everyone. I am really thrilled to join you all this evening, and I know it's a new year. It's 4 weeks. It seems like it's been a long time already. I tell people it's only 4 weeks since I've been on the board of supervisors officially, but I am, like I said, honored to receive this invitation to swear you all in and to share a little bit of thoughts around this. But I will say, public service for me has been really my calling. And I don't know that I would have ever really known that if it wasn't for an organization like MANA de San Diego. And I've been very fortunate to serve on numerous boards and commissions. But I think it was in early 1990, and I'm going to totally date myself here. Early 1990s, when I was working for a local congressman, and having worked and volunteered for a member of the legislature, and I think at the time was Denise Ducheney. I met some amazing mujeres who really changed my life, right? Now Mayor Mary Salas, Olivia Puentes Reynolds, B. Fernandez, Delia Cacho Talamantes, who ended up being my mom's friend, and I didn't even know it. I figured out then. All these women who were really active with Mana de San Diego at the time, and at the time, you know, Latina engagement in the political level was really pretty much non-existent, and it was really, I mean, there were, you know, people were engaged in the community and organizing, but there really wasn't women in elected office at the time. And I remember serving on the board, and at that time, there was a position that was created as a political, I think it was political action board member, and that was before there was this idea of creating an Delita PAC and so on and so forth. But anyway, I agreed to serve on this board, and I remember I just soaking all in, like all this information and everything I was learning for these amazing women who were creating opportunities for young women to participate. And I was in my early 20s back then, and to be able to serve on a board and be treated with, you know, equity, and that my opinions and my recommendations really made a difference, and they were taken into account, just really meant a lot to me and who I have become, and the work that I've done, you know, has I think really been from what I learned and the seeds that the women of Mana de San Diego planted in me. And so I believe in the mission of Mana de San Diego, right? I believe in developing and nurturing and empower Latina leaders through education, leadership, advocacy, and community service. And in that same spirit, you know, 25 years is what I've been, you know, it's what I've been doing for the last 25 years, really trying to remove barriers from underserved communities. And, you know, I decided to you know, run for office. Actually, first, when I decided to run for the board, the Southwestern College Governing Board, it was my Mana sisters that really said, you can do this, and we'll be there, and we'll support you, and you got this, right? And you know, it was my sheroes like Lydia Martinez, who have given so much to the organization, to organizations like Mana, who believe in us, who provide us that extra push when sometimes you don't think that you have what it takes to do this work. And so I am grateful. I'm grateful for the many people that I've met throughout this organization and what it means to me. And so I just wanted to share that, you know, after a really hard-fought election, it was a tough election, and to run an election during you know, during a pandemic, I don't, you know, I no one could say that they've done it before, so it was a whole new world. And I have to say that I am not only grateful to the voters of District 1, and I know this is not a political organization, but as a supervisor and somebody who had to, you know, really go through a lot of challenges to get here, I have to say that I am grateful for the women of Mana and for my community, because without them, I wouldn't be here. And for me to be able to make history as the first immigrant, the first woman of color, the first Latina to serve on the Board of Supervisors in the history of the County of San Diego, it's 175 years old. It's truly an honor, and I don't take that responsibility lightly. I want you to know that I carry you with me, the first Latina every day. In my heart and in the soul. The County of San Diego, it's 175 years old. It's truly an honor, and I don't take that responsibility lightly. I want you to know that I carry you with me every day. Yeah. I think either something's going on. I don't know. I'm sorry. But anyway, I think for me, you know, I really do this from the bottom of my heart. I really do believe that this is the kind of job that you have to do with a lot of corazón. You need courage and ganas to get this work done. Right now, we're in the middle of a pandemic, trying to really make sure that people get vaccinated. And I know you want to hear an inspirational story today, but let me tell you something. We're working really hard to make sure that everyone in our community is okay. Our communities are suffering the systems are not working for our communities. You know, the computer systems, the appointment process. And so we're pushing every day, and to make sure that it's in language, to make sure that things are accessible, to make sure that transportation is close enough to our communities. That's what makes a difference when we serve at the table. And I always tell people, you know, I have the fortune to do that job right now, but any one of us who has had this experience, who thinks about your abuelitas, about your aunts, about your vecinos, when you're doing this kind of work, it's the reason why we should be serving on boards and commissions, and why we should be at the corporate table, and why we should be leading, you know, and being entrepreneurs, because we bring something to the table and an experience that really makes a difference for so many of us, and we lift the voices of our communities. And so I am grateful for the opportunity to be here. I have a big, agenda that I am carrying on behalf of our communities to really build stronger and healthy communities. And that's not just a slogan for me. For me, it really is about lifting our communities up through economic development. We're going to be mitigating COVID, making sure that we have an environmental justice platform to make sure that our communities are taken care of, from food security issues to making sure that have safe spaces, like parks, and that they are taken care of, because we know that our communities are being impacted by COVID and the injustices in our communities and the income inequity that exists. And so I just want you to know that I am grateful for each and every one of you for your support. And as a supervisor, my goal is to ensure that every woman and every family is part of the decision-making body, from boards and commissions to staff appointments. I want to say to all of you that all of the members of my executive team are women, and they're women of color on the board, at the Board of Supervisors. And just like Mana, for me, it's important to continue to create opportunities for young women and for our communities, because when we're knocking down glass ceilings and breaking barriers, it means that we're creating a path for those that will come after us. And so I've dedicated my life for this work, to building community, developing young leaders, and encouraging women to run for office or to serve in their community in different ways, because I do believe in my heart that representation matters in all spheres of society. So while I've been given the opportunity to be the first at many things, from being the first Latina vice president at Planned Parenthood, and the first Latina to the board of directors at CalSTRS, right? I've always made it a priority to ensure that I will never be the last. And so every day I truly strive to be the best public servant that I can be. And my number one focus is the community. And so as the first Latina, first woman of color, and the first immigrant on the board of supervisors, I want to leave the legacy of having created systemic change to really better the future of our communities. And I know I can't do that alone. I need you by my side so we can do this together as we're breaking down barriers, not only in the county, but in our region and in the state. And so it is my honor to serve. I appreciate you having me tonight, and I can't wait to see you in person. And I'm looking forward to this journey together. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Vargas. I had to just kind of take in everything that you said. It was just so amazing, and I don't know if you understand the impact that you yourself have. I mean, imagine what our young girls, our hermanitas, and our young women, what they're thinking now, knowing that they could be the next vice president, because a woman of color is there, or knowing that that glass ceiling was broken because of you at the Board of Supervisors, where 175 years, we've never had someone that looks like us, that talks like us, and that has the fun that we have, as Latinas. And I always say we're not at the table, we're on the menu. So thank you for making sure that we're at the table. And I know that as hermanas, you always make it a point to bring us along and giving us that hand up. So thank you very much, Supervisor Vargas. It has been an honor, and you are a trailblazer. We love you. And we're gonna look for you next year too. Muchas gracias. I also want to acknowledge, I'm not sure if they're in the audience, I'd like to acknowledge our Mana National Board members who are joining us today. If you can, please virtually raise your hands. Catherine Arambula, Michelle Diaz-Aga, and our newly appointed MANA National Board member, Sophia Salgado. Are you here? We want to say hello. Did everybody get a chance? Yes. Yay, there you are. Well, big kiss to you. It is my honor to present the President's Award. I get to do this, and as the president of the board, I think after all of the work and funding that we contribute, we do one great thing, and something that I get to do at the end that's pick someone that I feel deserve to receive the President's Award. Now, I thought about this a lot because so many of you are just go above and beyond for this organization. And so when I really thought about, what represents an exceptional member, I thought about someone that has been involved with this organization for many, many years, but not only as someone that was part of the staff, but someone that continues to give to this organization, even outside of her roles and duties of a staff member, as a member. She loves this organization so much, and she shows that by every step of the way, whether it's giving, whether it's volunteering, whether it's serving on our national board. I thought about who could possibly embody that person for the President's Award. And it wasn't long when I actually decided that that person would be my once work wife, partner in crime, the person that I shared many, many work days and nights with, and still continues to give, even though she's no longer on our payroll. She gives day in and day out to this organization, so much so that she has agreed to serve on our national board. So for this 2020, I have decided to give my President's Award to Miss Sophia Salgado Robitaille. Sophia Salgado.
I thought you were talking about someone else until you said work wife. That's me.
So the President's Award goes to Sophia Salgado Robitaille for your longtime commitment, tireless dedication, and love to this organization. I know when someone loves this organization as much as I do, and your time and commitment and energy, and always doing it with a smile. So I appreciate you. I appreciate everything that you do. Even though you're no longer a staff member, you still continue to give. Your gift should be coming in the mail soon, because obviously we're virtual. So we made sure we mailed that to you. So big kisses to you. Anything you'd like to say? Did we surprise you?
So of course I'm a Chiona, and I'm like, my eyes are already getting watery. Oh my gosh, Mana is my heart. I am the person I am today because of all of you. I mean, I can't see you all, but you all have touched me in so many ways with consejos, the support, just as Nora said, I was in my 20s when I joined as a member, and I was always the type that wanted to be the director, like the bossy one, telling people what to do and behind the scenes. But you all have given me the courage to step out of my comfort zone, comfort and be the face of Mana for so many years. And I couldn't have done it without you, because Venus and Inez and all of the board members who, again, they don't just put you out there, they teach you how to do it, and they give you feedback, and they hold your hand, and it's been a wonderful journey, and I will always be so dedicated and committed. So please count on me. I will be here, and we're gonna, like Vina said, rule the world.
Yes, we are. And look at Sophia. She didn't even know she was going to get this award. She doesn't even work for us, and she's still wearing our Mana shirt. So how could she not? That's how much she loves our organization. So thank you, Sophia. We love you. We appreciate you. You go above and beyond, and not only as a staff member, but as a member of Mana and as all of our hermanas. So I love you. Ines, back to you for our MANA Member of the Year. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Venus. Each year, the MANA members nominate and select a Member of the Year, someone who has made an impact in the organization with their service and commitment. We are so lucky to have so many amazing MANA members. Today, we get to recognize two of them because we have a tie. In early 2020, Elena Perez stepped in at a critical time as the interim executive director. Thanks to her leadership, the organization continued on without a glitch. Elena helped secure $100,000 in COVID relief funds from the San Diego Foundation. She also secured laptops that were distributed to more than a dozen hermanitas who were now being schooled at home. After Elena left the interim position, she volunteered hours of her time to interview hermanita families and distribute the COVID relief funds. She now represents MANA de San Diego at the San Diego County Human Relations Commission. Thank you, Elena, for all that you have done. Patricia Campos has been the co-chair of the membership committee for 4 years. She enabled the membership committee to be outstanding ambassadors at all of our in-person events. She helped strategize with staff on how to best engage and retain our members. With over 500 paid members, I can confidently say she did a great job. Patty's kind and friendly demeanor set an example for her committee on how to make our event guests feel welcomed. Patty is the true definition of an hermana. She is an exemplary member, amiga, professional, and leader. Congratulations to Elena and Patty. We did send a package to them, and now is the time for them to open it and share with the audience.
I've been waiting. I was told not to look at it until
I
today.
know. I was so curious too.
Thank
you
you.
so much, Elena. Congratulations.
Igual, Patricia. Thank you so much.
So please open them and share with the audience. We are so grateful you're here. So grateful you're part of our familia. Thank you for your leadership.
Thank you so much. What an honor.
Beautiful. I'm very humbled. Thank you
Beautiful.
so
And
much.
it says our name and it says Member of the Year, Mana de San Diego. Thank you. That's beautiful. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. It has been, yeah, not expecting to take on COVID a month into it. I was just stepping in to wait for the new permanent director. So it was an experience for the organization, but a huge experience for me as well. And I just appreciate all the support I received from everybody in the organization. I mean, I always had somebody I could turn to ask a question. I was never alone, and it was just such a huge team effort to just get us going through this unknown that was an unknown for everybody. But you know what? We kept it going, and we did a lot even in that short time, and we managed to Zoom it up, and everybody was online, and staff continued to work and produce. And so it was a great experience. But again, this just goes to show that, you know, whatever you do and wherever you do it, you really are never alone. You know that, and especially through Mana and the great connections that we make, man, I knew who to call. Oh, I don't know about this, but I knew right away who to call. Somebody was always at that other end, you know, waiting to help out. So it was a great experience, great organization that I'll always be a part of. I'm continuing with the advocacy committee. I'm going to stay with the advocacy committee right now. And again, the Human Resource Commission representing Mana de San Diego. But thank you so much. What an honor. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Love everybody and love the organization. Thank you.
Patty, you want to say a few words?
I have to say, Elena, you are amazing. And yes, you stepped in when we needed you, and you did an amazing job. So congratulations. I'm very humbled for receiving this along with Elena, and definitely she by far surpassed anybody's expectations. And I just want to say that Mana is an amazing organization, and I love collaborating with many of the other committee chairs, as well as working with the amazing membership committee. I think I've made a lot of good friendships, and I'm very thankful for Mana, not only for helping me grow in being an LSFP graduate, and just everything that it offers, not only to myself, but other Latinas. So thank you so much. I'm very, very honored and happy and humbled to receive this award. Thank you, everyone. And stay well and be well.
Thank you both for your leadership and contributions. My last task of the evening is to invite you to our upcoming event, a Fired Up Charla on March 18th with journalist and author Paula Ramos, who will speak about her book, Finding Latinx. We hope to see you there. Thanks again for joining us tonight. What a wonderful celebration. I'm passing it back to Rosa to conclude the program.
I told you it would be an inspirational evening, right? How wonderful, full of surprises. Another round of applause for all of our leaders across the region. Let's give each other a round of applause. If we celebrate each other like this, when we come back from COVID, the sky's the limit. I have no doubt. And what better vehicle than Mana to lead us in that way? So this is where this surprise lies. So you guys, I hope you guys are ready, especially our community partners. Let's see if we can spot our amazing community partners and enjoy. Have a great evening.
Mana inspires me to keep achieving, but more importantly, it allows me to believe that one woman can make a difference, but together we can rock the world.
Do you ever feel so paper thin, like a house of cards, one blow from caving in? Do you ever feel already buried deep, 6 feet under screens, but no one seems to hear a thing? Do you know that there's still a chance for you, 'cause there's a spark in you? Ignite the light and let it shine. Just on the night, like the 4th of July. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show 'em what you are. Make 'em blow as you shoot across the sky. Baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burst. Make 'em go. You're gonna leave 'em falling
I'm Pedro Villegas, Director of Community Relations for San Diego Gas and Electric. And Mana inspires me to work hard every day for equal pay, for equal work, for all the Latinas I know, and for the future, las hermanitas.
comes a rainbow, maybe a reason why all the doors are closed, so you could open one that leads you to the perfect road. Like a lightning bolt, your heart will glow. And when it's time, you'll know you just gotta ignite the light and let it shine. Just on the night, like the 4th of July.
Mana inspires me because they are committed to educating and making Latina women successful.
As you shoot across the make 'em go. You're gonna leave 'em falling even brighter than the moon.
And thank you to our board of director, Patricia, for hosting and donating all the tribute and contribution to this video. Thank you.